First, the news headlines. Governor El-Rufai orders sack of nurses below level 14 in Kaduna State. Nigeria and France agree to cooperate on fight against insecurity. Israel says Hamas chiefs targeted as truce efforts stall. In sports, Kelechi Iheanacho scores, but Chelsea beat Leicester to gain top 4 advantage. Those are the headlines. Now the news in detail. The Kaduna State government has ordered the sack of nurses below level 14 for joining a strike called by the Nigeria Labour Congress. The government has also directed the state's Ministry of Health to place advertisements for immediate recruitment of new nurses to replace those dismissed. Speaking on behalf of the government, Kaduna State Head of Service Bariyatu Mohammed said the decision to sack works was taken after some of the workers failed to utilize the opportunity given to them by government to beef up their certificate at least to diploma level.
We gave them 2 years from 2017 to obtain diploma and other, even degrees, whatever they wanted to pursue in the career. And most of them did not take the opportunity. That's about 4 years after. So we decided that those who did not take the opportunity to develop themselves, if we are not able to place them appropriately, then we'll have to disengage them, because after all, they fall within the cadre that we're supposed to be disengaged. So that is what happened. And this thing started when the NLC, the current protest started when the NLC cited a fake letter that I spoke about previously. The governor has denied the contents of that letter, and every other person.
In his response during an interview, NLC President Mr. Ayuba Waba said Kaduna government did not follow due process in the decision to sack the workers and that labour was not carried along.
It's a contradiction and there is half-truths. What I'm saying emphatically, and let me also try to address the issue of which union should represent them. 99% of the unions in the Joint Public Service Negotiating Council are affiliates of NLC. If she's not aware of that as head of service, she should be aware. It's only one that is an affiliate of TUC in the Joint Public Service Negotiating Council. All the unions that are affected, NLC came in because we are their umbrella union. We came in because they complained formally, all the unions, to say they have not been consulted, that the law have not been respected. And look at it this way. If the law had been respected, because the law said 1, Section 20 said 1, before you contemplate redundancy, and I can say that redundancy has been carried out in 2021. The numbers are known. In the local government system, close to 2,000. In the primary care agency, 1,700 and something. In the suburb, is 4,000. Put together is close to 8,000. It's to come out and 11,000 workers are already on the list because they have not received their April salary. This is the fact that we need to put before the public.
The NLC commenced an industrial action in the state on Monday over the sack of over 7,000 civil servants in the state, a move rejected by the Governor Nasir El-Rufai administration. Meanwhile, the federal government has waded into the ongoing face-off between the Kaduna State government and labor unions. The Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress have embarked on a 5-day warning strike and protests in the state over the sack of over 7,000 government workers. According to a statement signed by the Deputy Director of Press and Public Relations at the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment, both parties should immediately cease fire. Now, the Controller General of the Nigeria Immigration Service, NIS, Mohammed Babandede, has said the turnaround time for issuance of passports is now 6 weeks. Babandede stated this at the NIS headquarters in Abuja during a media chat on innovations and administration for ease in passport issuance and processing following the decoration of 87 newly promoted Assistant Controller General and Controllers of Immigration Service. Speaking on the recent halt in new applications for passports, the Controller General said all passport applications all over the country are hereby closed between May 18th and May 31st, 2021.
Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Arigbeshola, has directed me, under the powers given to him under the Immigration Act 2016, that as from yesterday midnight, 21st of this month, we will no longer tolerate fresh passport application in order for us to clear all the backlogs in the system. I'm glad to state that within this period, 18th to 31st May 2021, all backlogs will be cleared because we have gotten enough booklets, both enhanced and old generation passport. All passport control offices in the country are hereby sealed, closed to the public between today and 31st of this month. Payment portals have already been closed locally from 12 midnight last night, that there will be no payment as from yesterday night to 31st. And that payment from 1st of June 2019 will be purely online, no cash to passport office.
Now, the Acting Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, has launched Operation Restore Peace in the Southeast with a charge on the police to live up to their constitutional obligations by taking the battle to the doorsteps of criminal elements in the region. Operation Restore Peace is part of the government's effort to address growing insecurity, attacks on security infrastructure, and secessionist agitation in the zone. The launch of the campaign was in line with the directive of President Muhammadu Buhari on the urgent need to secure life and property in the country. While flagging off the exercise at the Michael Okpara Square, Enugu, the IGP expressed dismay at the state of insecurity in the region, stressing that the conduct of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and its Eastern Security Network was a security threat in the region.
Lead agency in internal security framework of this country, the Nigerian police under the current dispensation acknowledges that the duty of securing the lives and property of the citizens is its primary mandate. This responsibility on us is the obligation of upholding the dictates of the Constitution, restoring peace and order where they are threatened, and protecting the citizens from all forms of threat to their lives and values. Operation RP, the launch of which we are witnessing today, was conceptualized to achieve this goal.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari and his French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron, have committed their two nations to working together to fight insecurity bedeviling the Lake Chad Basin area and the entire Sahel. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity in a statement in Abuja, Malam Garba Shehu, said the two leaders made this position known at a bilateral meeting in Paris, France, yesterday. Macron, who hosted the Nigerian leader on the margins of the Finance in Africa summit in Paris, pledged his steadfast support for Nigeria and its people as they confront the security challenges facing the country. Macron said the French government would absolutely be there on the side of Nigeria and it was willing to support with everything to assist the country overcome its security threats. He also pledged to support Nigeria in confronting the challenges faced with COVID-19 vaccines. At the meeting, President Buhari, who outlined the challenges facing the country as well as its neighbors, also spoke about the steps he had taken to reignite response to the situation, which he said included the appointment of the new service chiefs. West Midland Communications, owner of Splash FM and Lagelu FM, has unveiled a media academy to groom interested minds on requisite skills and professional competence in accordance to norms in the media space. General Manager Operations, Mr. Tunde Olawu, who unveiled the new academy to the West Midland Communications brand, stressed that the Splash FM Media Academy would partner with critical stakeholders in contributing its quota to standard media practices and preserving media integrity. Splash FM reporter David Bello was at the press briefing held at the Splash FM Media Academy Institute adjacent to White House, Felele, Ibadan, and packaged more details in this report.
To play a significant role of ensuring dexterity, professionalism, capacity building, as well as integrity within the media space, West Midland Communications, founder of Splash FM Ibadan, Lagelu FM, and Splash FM Abeokuta, has now established a media academy called Splash FM Media Academy to train both young and old who have got passion for broadcasting and other technical vocation within the media sphere. Unveiling the Media Academy, General Manager Operations, Mr. Tunde Olawu, explained that the Academy would offer a 6-week course cutting across journalism, new media, programming and content development, as well as presentation and education, noting that the objective was not to make profit, but to contribute in raising the bar of professionalism and standard in the media. The General Manager Operations equally emphasized that the academy would be affiliated to the Department of Communication and Language Act, University of Ibadan, Department of Mass Communication, the Polytechnic Ibadan, as well as other critical stakeholders, while acknowledging the founder of West Midland Communications, High Chief Bayo Akonde, the Abese Olubadan of Ibadan land, for always showing a young, receptive mind for innovation.
By its objective, it is meant to be a training ground for broadcast professionals, young and old. The objective of putting this together is to harness those who have the passion and provide them the training so that they can become competent broadcasters on the field. For us, we are sticklers for professionalism, and that is why we are putting this platform in place. The same way Splash is known as the Integrity Station, this academy is set out to preserve media integrity. In a remark at the briefing, the Oyo State Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Comrade Ademola Babalola, described the unveiling of a Splash FM Media Academy as a watershed, agreeing on the need for professionalism in the media space, and urged management of the academy to do due diligence for course accreditation by the National Board for Technical Education.
So today is a watershed day. It's going into history of Oyo State that at a point in time in the history of our nation, an Nigerian station put forward a training school for journalists and upcoming journalists. So I want to assure you of NUJ support, of partnership at all levels. We're going to be having our congress next month by God's grace. We're going to spread the gospel of this development.
Also, Director of West Midland Communication, Bayo Akonde Jr., said Nigeria has got lots of untapped talent and potentials, and the Splash FM Media Academy would assist many of its students in unbundling their talent in the media industry.
I think there's one thing I've noticed about Oyo State and general Nigerian populace is that we have a lot of unharnessed talents. There are a lot of people walking around with natural talent who are just looking for an opportunity. And I think if you go to places such as India, you will see that a degree is actually not everything. Sometimes with the right push, with the right talent, there's a lot that one can make happen. And that is really what we are trying to do here as well.
The Oyo State Chairman of FIBAN, Shehu Awodele, publisher of Parrot Magazine, Yinka Agbola, amongst others, in their various goodwill messages, commended management of West Midland Communications for the desire to support media excellence. In Ibadan, David Bello reporting.
It's still 1 p.m. news on Splash 105.5 FM. Still ahead, Israel says Hamas chiefs targeted as truce efforts stall. And in sports, Kelechi Iheanacho scores, but Chelsea beat Leicester to gain top four advantage. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. So please, stay with us.
If you want big race, nothing's gonna stop you now. As long as you recharge with Great Nigeria Insurance PLC, your greatness is now.
Ìfòyà kò sí fún wa mọ́ o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ la ò sì pàdánù mọ́. Great Nigeria Insurance PLC ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ wa. Tí ìjàmbá ọkọ̀ bá ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí ilẹ̀ tàbí ẹrù àti ọjà wa lórí omi tàbí lójú òfurufú, iná jó dúkìá tàbí àwọn alọ́kọ́lọ́ kígbe ni àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ilé-iṣẹ́ adójútòfò tí ẹ ti mọ̀ bí ẹni mowó ni. Kápá ẹ̀ wọ́n ti ń babọ̀ ọjọ́ pẹ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀rí tó dájú. Ẹ pé ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 234-134-29161. Ẹ̀rọ ayélujára info@greatnigeriaplc.com. Great Nigeria Insurance PLC ilé-iṣẹ́ mádàndófò tó pèrègèdè.
Iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé, lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú. Pure wires and cables ní àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò. Ojúlówó ni, kì í bó lára, kò kì í jóná àbáàdì, kì í kán sínú, ó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòǹtẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún. Bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa. Pure wires and cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde. Olú ilé-iṣẹ́ Pure Wires and Cables Limited wà ní Afrins Compound, Fort Gate, number 122/132, Oṣòdì Apapa Expressway, Ìyànà Ìsọlọ̀ bus stop, Lagos. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803 03257. Pure Chem Wires and Cables. Ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
The Maltina Teacher of the Year competition is here again. Do you have what it takes to be the 7th Maltina Teacher of the Year? Maltina is rewarding outstanding secondary school teachers in Nigeria who continuously give themselves to building and shaping our future leaders. To enter, log on to www.maltinateacheroftheyear.com to complete your application and submit your entry. Or download, fill, scan, and send your entry and application form via email to maltinateacheroftheyear@heineken.com. Winner gets a total prize money of 6.5 million naira. A fully equipped block of classrooms or computer laboratory at his or her school, and many more. Application opens on the 20th of April and closes on 25th of June 2021. Application is free. Terms and conditions apply. Maltina Teacher of the Year is endorsed by the Federal Ministry of Education. Maltina Teacher of the Year, rewarding excellence in teaching.
Maltina, share happiness.
You're welcome back to the news on Splash 105.5 FM. Now turning to the foreign scene. Israel says it has targeted the homes of Hamas commanders as deadly fighting with Palestinian militants in the Gaza Strip enters a 10th day. Israel said it had tried to kill Hamas military chief Mohammed Deif several times, adding overnight 2 militants died in a strike on an apartment. Reports said fresh barrages of rockets were also fired into Israel, with Hamas saying it had targeted an airbase in the south. Ceasefire moves continued behind the scenes but have made little headway. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said its military operation in Gaza will continue as long as needed, but also told authorities in the south that it could end within several days. Our German Interior Minister Horst Seehofer has banned 3 organizations known to have collected money in Germany for projects of the Lebanese Shiite movement Hezbollah. A ministry spokesman said the bans on German-Lebanese family, People for People and Give Peace had already been pronounced on April the 15th. The 3 banned groups were said to have collected donations and arranged sponsorship for Hezbollah martyr families. The ministry said the aim of the organizations was to promote Hezbollah's fight against Israel, which goes against the idea of international understanding. And finally, in sports, Kelechi Iheanacho's goal was not enough as Chelsea avenged the FA Cup final defeat by Leicester to move above the Foxes into third in the Premier League with a 2-1 win in front of 8,000 fans at Stamford Bridge yesterday. Antonio Rudiger and Jorginho from the penalty spot scored the goals for Thomas Tuchel's men to keep a place in next season's Champions League in their own hands. However, victory came at a cost for the Blues at N'Golo Kante, injured in the first half just 11 days before they face Manchester City in the Champions League final. Victory away to Aston Villa on Sunday will guarantee Chelsea a top 4 finish. Brendan Rodgers' men still lead Liverpool by 3 points, but the Reds will go 4th on goal difference if they win at Burnley today. Now, Tyson Fury says he does not expect to face Anthony Joshua in his next fight after Deontay Wilder requested $20 million to step aside and allow their bout to go ahead. Fury said Wilder asked for $20 million to move over. Therefore, the fight between the two of them will hold as he looks forward to beating Wilder again. Fury, age 32, agreed to face Joshua, age 31, the highly anticipated fight in August. But Wilder's team forced an arbitration hearing which concluded he had a contractual right to face Fury for a 3rd time and by 15th of September. Fury stopped Wilder in 7 rounds in February 2020 to become World Boxing Council WBC World Heavyweight Champion 14 months on from when the pair shared a thrilling draw in a first meeting. A 3rd fight was slated for 2020, but delays caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and an injury to Wilder prompted Fury to focus on facing Joshua. All right, just before we go, a recap of the headlines. Governor El Rufai has ordered sack of nurses below level 14 in Kaduna State. Nigeria and France have agreed to cooperate and fight against insecurity. Israel said Hamas's chiefs targeted as truce effort stall. And in sports, Kelechi Iheanacho has scored, but Chelsea defeated Leicester to gain top 4 advantage. For more details on the news, visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now you can download the Splash FM mobile app on iOS, BlackBerry World and Google Play Store to listen live, get news update, opinion poll, and also report an event live to us through the iReport feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5, then click to download. We have now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station, and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawowo, assisted by Chinwe Churchill. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports.